But imagine making a percentage of $3 billion. How much money is that? Hi, this is Robert Wilkins, aka Basketball Tall. Welcome to my channel. I'm glad that you're with me here today because I thought it was fitting to show my face and introduce myself to many of you because recently I've gained several hundred new subscribers and you joined me because of what you watched. You listened to my songs of rescue, or you may have watched in the playlist, What Would You Do? Now, in my songs of rescue category, it's not me singing, but being very personal and telling a story, and a story that can touch the core of your heart, your soul, your spirit, that maybe you have gone through or maybe going through, and maybe give you some comfort. And also my What Would You Do playlist, that's very interesting because if there are real life stories that I found myself in that I share with you, and then ask you the question, what would you do? Now also for those of you, I want you to know that I have not gotten away from interviewing those local superstars. That's right, those stars that's all around us. So many people think of stars as those on the big national stage, singing overseas, your top paid actors, comedians, or singers. No, there are stars right in your backyard, in your community, that can bring value to you, that can open your eyes up to professions that you never even thought of. I want you to know that I've interviewed people from an array of different professions. And we're talking about law enforcement, talking about politicians in multiple states, talking about those in professions that you've never even thought of that can give you a great, comfortable living and maybe make you wealthy. But are you willing to listen to some of the things they may have to say? Not long ago, I interviewed a gentleman on my show by the name of Rick Jordan. You need to watch that. That's very interesting, how he earned a percentage of over $3 billion. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine making a percentage of $3 billion? He's a master salesman. But not just that, there are multiple products that he's earned millions on, because this one product that I'm talking about, he earned a percentage of $3 billion. Actually, it was over $3 billion. How many of us would like to make a percentage of that, whether it's 5, 3, whatever percent it is, of $3 billion? Now imagine you got $5 billion in total of all products and services that have been sold. How much money is that in your pocket? So my point here is this: I bring value to you. There's something in every interview that I've conducted, and it's not over yet. I still have many more superstars to come to bring you value. But if you notice, I was just interviewing people at first, but then I learned something in this social media world about pivoting, because I have a lot of value to bring people. Many of you know that I was once a police officer. I was a district court juvenile officer and deputy sheriff. I was a child welfare social worker, and I was a juvenile justice specialist, aka probation officer, and 9 of those 25 years as a PO, as a supervisor of 5 counties. So I bring value to you, and hoping that in this journey of life that it touches your core, your heart, that can make a difference in you, or make a difference in somebody that you know, family, friend, to get us where we want to be in life, whether it's love, peace, joy, or happiness. And I guess you can say they're all related. But not just that, I also want you to know, my channel makes you think. It makes you think. It's not to tune in and not bring any value. It makes you think. It's not to make you happy and laugh or joyful. Those are the other niches out there. My niche is a little bit different because what I've done has been different. And what I bring to you is different. Just recently, I had the opportunity of speaking to an entire student body at a high school. And boy, you're talking about several hundred students. And what a joy that was to get back in the saddle during this COVID time and to be able to bring value to students, to open their eyes, not just that, teachers as well, to help reduce recidivism. I hope that you found the interviews that I've conducted of all these superstars valuable to you, as well as my storytelling. You know, we have talents that we don't even know we have. And I have people telling me, wow, man, I felt that story. I was there, I was in it. And I got to thinking, I never known myself to be a storyteller, but then when I look back on my career in the field of criminal justice, what do? We interview people all the time. We assess people all the time. And I've assessed thousands of people. And the thing is, you take notes and you might have to go to court. Do you promise to tell the truth, the whole truth? And then you recite your information back. You get asked questions by the DA, the district attorney, or the person's retained attorney. And they ask you questions while you're up on the stand. And you have to be able to give that information back. So I got to think and analyzing myself, actually, and come to the realization that that's what all those early years in law enforcement, police officer, and all of that, interviewing, asking questions, and being able to relay that information back, I guess that's why I do what I do now and find it pretty easy, actually. But for those of you watching, I'm not going to keep this long. I just want to be able to thank you for watching me and going with me on this journey of life, because it is a journey. Because this is something I've never done before. This was not in the plan when I retired December the 1st, 2019 as a state employee. This was not my intent. I didn't even know about this platform. I knew I could get on YouTube and look up stuff like how to bake an apple pie, and which I did do that, by the way. But as a business, I didn't know that anything like this existed. And to discover that the social media platform is the fastest growing business out there. There are people that are literally gotten rich. And when I say rich, millions. Can you imagine a guy making over $50 million doing this? I know people that I'm learning from about how to do this platform, but they can only just give you the basics, about this type of platform. The rest is up to you to bring your talents, to bring what you have to offer to the table. And by my numbers that I'm seeing, I bring value to somebody, even if it's just one person. Imagine that. If you could just save one person, whatever that may be, isn't it valuable? Just one. But in this case, I have more than just one. Someone find what I'm doing interesting. Check this out. I had someone tell me one day that they like my style. Now, when I heard that, and he's probably listening right now, I must tell you, that was a good feeling. I think somebody like my style, because we don't know what our style is. But then when someone says that to you, make you start analyzing yourself, what does that make my style unique? Me. I was visiting with a friend of mine recently, and I just tell you, he's Jim Woolridge, former Big 12 Kansas State basketball head coach, okay? And we had a talk, and he asked me, he said, Robert, do you enjoy what you're doing? And I told him, yes, I do. You know what he said? Keep doing it. Keep doing it. You get information from so many places. And that's good for our spirit, especially when you're trying to build something. And then someone come out and say something positive to you. They watch what you do. They listen to what you say. And then they give you feedback. And that value that you get from it, it's joy, keeps you motivated. So I hope that what I bring you keeps you motivated. I started writing a book, but then when I got involved in this, you know how everything just gets sidetracked. And I told one of the judges before I had retired my plans were, and one was write a book. And I remember him saying, well, you'll have a whole lot of material because of my years and my profession of, because engaged in dealing with people. Now, as I'm about to depart, I must say again, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because I wouldn't be at this point without you. Now, I must tell you this. This is what's called a call to action. And what that means is, I must tell you that if you like the value that I'm providing here, please go ahead, press that subscribe button. Also, press the like and leave me a comment. If you find what I'm presenting valuable, leave me a comment. Or if there is something on your heart, something that maybe you want me to talk about or enhance upon later, put it in the comment section. Because the YouTube algorithms, how this work, that they are continue to share your videos with other people based on if you press that like button, or if you press subscribe, or if you leave a comment. But the thing is also, I highly encourage you is, share it with somebody. Because if you find what I'm doing interesting or valuable, why keep it to yourself? Share it with someone. That's the benefit of social media. And as I close, I leave you with this, as I look down and I read it out loud. Imagine this. You wake up in the morning and turn on the news. There's no reports of hate, no reports of racism, division, or politics. No reports of wars or rumors of wars. But there's peace, there's joy, there's happiness across this land. Imagine that.